Welcome back to another video. Today is the start of a lot of different commentary videos on my past park experiences. Because what else is there to do in the off season besides upload POVs and talk to you guys? So why don't we first go to Dorney? So, welcome to Dorney Park, one of my favorite parks of all time. Today, I'm going to talk about what it's like to go behind the scenes of a Cedar Fair park. Cedar Fair is one of the largest amusement chains, and they own multiple amusement parks across North America. They own parks like Cedar Point, Kings Island, Kings Dominion, California's Great America, Carowinds, Dorney Park. That's just to name a few. They are one of the leading chains when it comes to regional theme parks. And Dorney Park is one of the oldest in their chain, opening back in the 1800s. I visited Dorney many times in the past year to film, but the day I came back from IAPA was special. I was invited to do a special tour of Hydra the Revenge and their maintenance shops, plus visit backstage areas most guests aren't allowed to see. And I was allowed to film it all. Our first course of action was walking up the hill from maintenance and from park services to Hydra. And when we arrived at Hydra, the gate was open for us for the JoJo roll. I got to walk right underneath the JoJo roll, which is one of the coolest experiences I will ever get on a ride ever. I've been underneath many attractions like Gale Force, Hydras. I've walked on lift hills of Wild Waves, but I've never walked on a B&M lift hill, so this was really special. Walking a B&M lift is pretty easy. It's like stairs in your house, but just a little steeper. It only gets scary when you get to the top. B&M likes to use this metal mesh material, and it's at the top when it's curving, and it's squishy, so it feels like you're stepping on foam. But you can see through that foam, and you're almost 100 feet off the ground, and you can feel the structure sway. I hope you enjoy this little montage, I guess, of clips of me at the park on Hydra. This ride is just phenomenal. I like it, even though it has issues from most enthusiasts' perspective. Every time I've ridden it the past year, it's been smooth. I haven't had to deal with any rattling or headbanging. Maybe it's just because I always ride coasters defensively. But love this ride, and thank you to Dorney again for this experience.
I'm like scared. Feel the ride shaking if I stop. This is insane.
Of course, though, when I'm at the top of Hydra, you have to look around, take photos, and you have to use your selfie stick with a 360 camera to put it off the edge like you're riding the ride. This experience on Hydra, though, showed me what it's like to be an operator. A lot of parks like Great Adventure, my home park, operators on B&Ms are required to walk the lift hill every morning for testing, and they use the box at the top to make sure everything's clear. Imagine walking Nitro every morning. That's a lot of steps, and I gained a much bigger appreciation and much larger appreciation for operators and maintenance workers everywhere that have to do these steps. They're not fun. And imagine going up double what Hydra is. But that was not all, because we also got to go underneath the ride in restricted areas and through the log flume. Underneath the last corkscrew is really cool because you know right there is where Hercules was, and you can actually see footers over there that are still left, which is just insane. All these years later, Hercules still has a presence at the park. We also went around by Steel Force to enter backstage between it and Thunderhawk, getting up close and personal with both rides and right up to the final hills of Steel Force. And this was also really cool. I got to look straight up underneath a Morgan lift hill, which has the cooler supports than B&M's. I really like the old school Arrow and Morgan lift hill supports. They look like wooden coaster supports in a way. It's cool looking up at that and just thinking about all the engineering that went into it. And then the final airtime hills, getting to touch the track is just fun. But there's other things that we also got to do. Hopefully I have photos. I think I have photos of it. Is when we went underneath the double, or I think it's a double helix on Steel Force, and we also went around by the ride to see the old go-kart course, and we also saw more old footers of Hercules. This wasn't the only thing though. We walked up a very, very, very steep hill to the maintenance shop, and I got to kind of see the sign shop. I got to see costumes, but what I took photos of was getting to see Steel Force's trains in refurb. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of my experience. We then went out for lunch and we all went separate ways. But this was a really, really fun time, and I want to thank Dorney Park again for having me out. I've supported the park and been talking greatly about the park for the past year. They've done a lot for me, and they've done a lot for the channel. So I want to thank everyone over there for always bringing opportunities to me. That being said though, this tour probably is the coolest experience I've ever had at a park. And I think doing stuff like this actually kind of makes me want to be a ride operator. So I may be at Great Adventure next summer, who knows? But that's going to be it for this small little video discussing my behind the scenes experience at Dorney Park. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment it down below. I have a few other experiences like this I'm going to be talking about, including walking on a lift hill at Wild Waves at Playland's Castaway Cove in Ocean City, and taking photos of Gale Force while the ride was running and feeling everything shake. That was really fun. So I guess keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.